he's going to have to explain to the city of Memphis that he let them down because he would have screwed up, messed up, and threw away their season because they're counting on Ja Morant. He's their best player, right? He's their best player. How is Ja Morant going to go to the games in the playoffs, watch his team lose in the playoffs, and think to himself, it's because of me. I let my team down because I was stupid enough to go brandish a gun on Instagram Live because I flew with a gun to a city that I didn't need to have. Ja Morant had no reason to have a gun on him in Denver. That boy could pay for security all day long. That is the major thing here. Yes, he's been suspended indefinitely, but what's coming down the pipeline could be even worse. It's looking really, really bad for Ja Morant because a 50-game suspension goes into next year, and he would really, really have to look himself in the mirror and ask himself, was it all worth it? You threw away a perfect season. You threw away a good season, a contender season. Last year, the Memphis Grizzlies came up short against the Golden State Warriors. This year, the Memphis Grizzlies are one of the best teams in the NBA. And if Ja Morant suspended 50 games, you know what he's going to look like? He's going to look like an idiot because of those comments he made in December when he said that he's not worried about anybody in the Western Conference because he's already thinking about the NBA Finals and that he's only worried about the Boston Celtics. He looks really dumb because they won't even make it past us the first round. And so, like I said last week, Ja Morant has to really smarten up because he's jeopardizing everything he's ever worked for. He's jeopardizing everything he's ever sacrificed for to be here, to have the Nike shoe deal, to be the face of Powerade. He has people depending on him. And furthermore, he has people, everyone and their grandmothers telling Ja Morant to smarten up everywhere he goes. And he won't listen. And I've heard reports that it's way worse. Whatever's going on with Ja Morant is way worse than what we're actually seeing. Apparently, he really does actually think he is some sort of gang member. Because it's not a coincidence that last year he beat up a 17-year-old and there was a gun involved. Then the Indiana Pacers gun incident. Then now this. Apparently, it's actually really bad. And you would think with Ja Morant growing up in a two-parent household that he would have one of those two parents, preferably his father, come and tell him, listen, boy, you need to smarten up because you're looking like an idiot out there. But how are his parents supposed to correct him when he's become effectively the breadwinner of his family? He brings money to the family. And Ja Morant's dad, T. Morant, has effectively become his homie, his buddy, rather than his father. You see him courtside with the shades on, acting like a young man, got the chains on, and he's also been acting immature. He is complacent in Ja Morant's trash talking with the fans. He tried to fight Shannon Sharpe. So one has to ask themselves, how is Ja Morant supposed to get proper guidance now when his two parents seem to be as immature almost as he is? Because his mom is calling him to finish line at the mall to get into an altercation with the finish line employee, allegedly. And that's getting him in trouble. That's where the incident with the security guard comes from. And then his dad is trying to fight people courtside at the Lakers game. That's very immature. So you think about it, you think, well, wow, if that's the parenting he came up from, I can kind of see where he's coming from. Parents seem to be as immature and complacent in his bad behavior. And also, they might be scared to try and tell Ja Morant to calm down and chill out. Why? Because they may be scared that he's just gonna cut them off financially, or just cut them off from his life, or their relationship with him is gonna become tenuous. But regardless, Ja Morant has to smarten up. I like his statement. Let's hope he follows through on it. Let's hope he cleans up his act for his own sake, for his own career's sake, because he's jeopardizing everything he's ever worked for. There are a million hoopers that would literally kill to be where Ja Morant is. There's a handful of players that have ever gotten their own shoe from Nike, and he's one of them. And he's squandering this bag away in the most egregious fashion ever, and in broad daylight for everyone to see. But yes, guys, those are just my thoughts on a Ja Morant incident. If you like this kind of content, make sure to hit the subscribe button and leave a like. And until next time, kids.